Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, here with a bit of an update from yesterday's PewDiePie Disney Maker brouhaha that happened. Now, everyone on the fucking web was all talking about PewDiePie fired because of anti-Semitic content, even though that's pretty much a lie, and Wall Street Journal should be absolutely fucking ashamed of themselves for the out-of-context clips they put together and how they basically wrote this fucking hatchet job on fucking PewDiePie and tried taking away his revenue source like little petulant bitches. Seriously, fuck the Wall Street Journal, right? All they tried to do that for was just because, oh, we're hiding behind a paywall. If you want to know how anti-Semitic PewDiePie is, you gotta subscribe. It's a fucking horrible method. And they're dicks for doing it, but that's not the point of today's story. Today's story kind of gives us a little bit more insight into why Disney was so eager to kind of cut the ties with PewDiePie, because Disney knows. Disney fucking knew about those fucking videos. People at Maker fucking knew. All right, as I talked about in my video yesterday, PewDiePie, 53 million fucking subscribers. This dude is watched. This dude is managed. This dude is free to do what he wants, but people are always paying the fuck attention. And if you think that's not true, then you clearly don't know how Hollywood fucking works. People are paying attention to everything. And it's not like the situation hadn't kind of been brought up before. In his I'm a racist video, like, he kind of addressed a couple issues with that. And this is just, like I said, a hatchet job from Wall Street Journal, trying to go after a dude's livelihood because they're fucking bitches. But anyway, so Disney announced today that they are going to be kind of altering how they handle Maker Studios. Now, Maker is kind of like the biggest MCN, I think. Like, they were sold to Disney in 2014. Originally, I think it was like upwards of like $900 million, but then they dropped it down to $675 million. This coming off the fact that in that year before, I think 2013, Maker had earned about $70 million in revenue. And Disney was like, we want in on that shit, right? Because they thought it would be another way to bring in just a shitload of fucking money. Well, here it is 3 years later, and Maker only brought in, well, not even 3 years, 2 years later, and Maker only brought in $300 million in revenue for Disney in 2016. Apparently, none of which was profitable. Now, explain this to me. This is just what I'm curious about. How is none of that profitable? Really? What is the purpose of an MCN? The purpose of an MCN is to, if anything, act as an alternative to Google AdSense. If you are a YouTuber who has had your AdSense account terminated, you go to an MCN because they have a deal with YouTube. They will then pay you, they take their fee. Or in some cases, as it was supposed to be originally, they are supposed to manage your account, right? They manage your account, they bring you sponsorship deals, they bring you all these things, and then you're able to then build from there and make more money because they in turn make more money. It's kind of a rising tide raises all ships sort of thing. But MCNs as of late have just been nothing more than ways to basically fuck over small, naive YouTube channels for a fair amount of their fucking revenue. Now listen, I will be perfectly honest with you guys. From September 20 fucking, or I think it was October 2015 or 2013 to September 2014, I was with an MCN, and they took 40% of my fucking money. Right? They gave me nothing, but they took 40 fucking percent. So I'm a little bit bitter. But also, for the sake of full disclosure, I am with an MCN right now. And the reason why I'm with them right now is because the deal I have probably is one of the best deals anyone has made on YouTube. All because some guy really overpromised and I got it in writing. So yeah, that's the only reason. Otherwise, I wouldn't be with them, right? That's the only reason I wouldn't be fucking with them. But here's the thing. MCNs don't even help you if you get content ID claims. MCNs don't help you if you get copyrighted. Like, look at Angry Joe. Angry Joe is with, if I remember correctly, he was with RPM. RPM is a subsidiary of Maker Studios. And he was getting content ID flagged all the time. And there was like nothing that they were doing about it. Now, that might have changed. I'm not entirely up to date on that. But I do remember when that was an issue. Now, anyway, Maker Studios, like I said, $300 million in revenue for literally doing nothing other than hosting thousands and thousands and thousands of accounts, many of which are the top gamers on YouTube, right? So they weren't doing anything, but they still lost money on this deal. And Disney knows that because they folded Maker into their, what is it? They folded it into another company or their consumer products and interactive division. That's what it is. So they folded it into the consumer products and interactive division when they realized it wasn't making enough fucking money that was worth what they spent on it. Even though it's almost like quadrupled, or it did quadruple its yearly earnings in 2 years, whatever. But anyway, so Disney has decided to cut those bottom thousands, right? Fucking YouTube channels. When their contract comes up for renewal, they're just not going to renew them. And they're going to focus on the upper echelon of their content creators. That would be roughly 300 accounts. And you could probably just sit there right now and go, yeah, I know what accounts you're talking about. Anything involving gaming necessarily is probably what's going to fall in underneath this. Because what they're going to do, essentially, is they're going to work on those accounts, bring them more sponsorship deals, probably tie them in a lot more to Disney-related products, right? Advertise it, take a cut of the fucking ad revenue, and then hope that they actually can turn a profit on Maker. If it's been 2 years and the revenue has, quadrupled and they still haven't deemed it profitable, it's a likelihood that by the end of 2017, maybe by mid 2018, Disney will put Maker up for sale because it's not making money, not to the way that they want, right? Which again is like very odd to kind of look at it from that regard, because you think money for nothing is what MCNs do. They literally get money for nothing. They lie to you. They tell you all of these things that are not true. They make you feel like you're super fucking important. They make you feel like they're going to take you all the way to the fucking top, and they just get their little percentage off the fucking top because, again, rising tide raises all ships. But once you sign up with them, they might do 1 or 2 consultations, and then after that, you're left to your own devices because they don't care. And they've never fucking cared. And this is proving it right here. These thousands of channels that Disney is just going to fucking cut loose through Maker Studios. It shows you that they don't give a shit. They don't care about you at all. All right. They want money. You're not making them enough money. They don't want to help you grow. So you then do make them enough money. So they just want to be gone. Right. And this is great. To me, this is fantastic because it does showcase how utterly worthless multi-channel networks are. Right. So when you get those emails in your YouTube inbox from one of those like fucking Eastern Indian companies that's like offering like 1,800 million rupees for a deal or whatever, you can just fucking spam that shit. Fucking spam filter that, get the fuck out. Right. I get emails all the time from companies that are like, oh, do you want to join our network? And I'm all like, no. I had one guy just recently hit me up after I was on the live stream. And he was all like, oh, I really like what you have to say. I'm friends with these guys. Do you want to be on this particular MCN? And I'm all like, no, MCMs are garbage. No offense. And I told him exactly why. And he was like, oh, yeah, no. Like, he's like, oh, well, I'm sorry. Yeah. I won't bug you again, sort of thing. And he's just like, because he realizes that what he's doing is essentially trying to poach clientele over to his MCN that won't benefit him, that won't put him higher up in the algorithms because they don't fucking manage any of that shit, right? They don't manage any of that. They say that they do, but they don't. And they don't promote you. They don't promote you on their main unless you are a high caliber fucking channel that gets, millions of views a month, which is kind of funny because my particular channel, I get between 2.5 to 3 million views a month, roughly, or maybe 2 to 2.5 million. And no, nothing from the people I'm with because they don't ever fucking talk to me, right? Unless there's a problem, they don't even acknowledge I exist, which is fine with me because my deal still kicks ass and I'm contractually fucking signed. So there's that. But again, at the end of this whole thing, I just want to wrap this thing up. MCNs are garbage. Never do them. If you are approached by one and the deal seems too good to be true, it is. Don't do it. Focus on Google AdSense. It sucks because Google will demonetize you anyway if you cover controversial topics. That won't be protected by MCNs. Not one goddamn bit. So there's no point. If you're running a gamble with it anyway, you might as well just go out there and do your own thing. Also, work on crowdfunding. PayPal, Patreon, Amazon, all that shit, because that's how going forward things should probably be done. No, I'm not shilling my Patreon or nothing like that, even though it's in the bottom. I'm kidding. I'm just saying it's like that's where we are as content creators. The game is rigged against us right now. And that sounds doom and gloom, but as you can see from this information with Maker Studios cutting out thousands of people, they're not interested in helping anyone grow so everyone makes money. They're interested in only helping the small upper echelons of their network in order to be able to do this. And I wouldn't be surprised if other networks come along. I wouldn't be surprised if when my contract is up towards the end of the year, if I don't get cut because of similar reasons. Like, well, you're not making us much money, so why do we still have you on board? That sort of thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if more MCNs start just cutting it. And the thing is, though, once those shackles are off you, once you're released from that contract, you will feel freer than you've felt in a long time. If you're with an MCN right now, you will feel freer than you've been in a long time. You will feel more inspired to make the kind of content you want to make. Yes, you'll be going up against Google on your own. Yes, you'll be going up against that giant, but that's one giant, not two. And you're not held back at all. And you're out there and you're on your own. And it's a great fucking feeling. And I do recommend it. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this thing up because clearly it's gone all over the fucking place, but that's fine. I think it's an informative video. Anyway, if you guys liked the video, toss it a thumbs up. I do want to know your thoughts, so write them down below. If you're new here, slap on that subscribe. I post new content every single day. My name is Mundane Matt. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.